Thank you, Yvette. All right, guys, let's get going. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Um, I hope you guys were active. I know that it was raining and it does cause us to not be out there the way that we normally would be because of the rain. But I will tell you, I was really proud of Yvette. I was really proud of Eileen. Both of them held open houses this weekend in spite of the rain. That means they were putting out signs in the rain, you guys, which is not an easy thing to do, walking across busy streets and all that in the rain. Um, just not easy at all. So Yvette, good job.
Thank
Um,
you. I appreciate that. I love the rain, so I was fine with it. But yeah,
that's
just the
good.
traffic. But it's still it adds a challenge to it. But thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yes, no, absolutely. I'm very proud of you. I'm happy that you did it in spite. And even Eileen got a compliment on Saturday. She had about four or five people come through on Saturday, and she said a couple of them commented that they appreciated her um keeping the open house because a couple of the other ones that they had driven by that they had intended on attending had canceled. And so they drove
Uh,
by and there was no open house.
yeah,
So
I'm like,
due to the
yeah, the
rain.
rain's not gonna stop me. No,
I heard that. Good job. Good job.
thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
you're welcome. My pleasure. And then Santiago said, so did Nayeli. I saw it on her Instagram. Wonderful. That's awesome. I am excited. We should still be out there doing business in spite of the rain. We're about to go into, the colder season, the rainier season. And we can't allow that to stop us from getting out there and doing some deals. Um, so let's get out there and not be those typical Californians that act like the rain stops the show because it certainly does not, right? All right. So let's talk about Los Angeles County. So Los Angeles County for sale properties is down 5% as compared to last month. And we're again talking about the first couple of weeks in October compared to the first couple of weeks in November, right? The 1st through the 15th. All right. And then overall, however, we are up 23.2%. So we've got more inventory than we did last year to the tune of 23.2%. That is great because we need increased inventory levels in order for us to continue to get into this normal market and in order for our buyers to have options and for prices to kind of level out, right? If we have low inventory, there's going to be more competition, right? But the more inventory we have, as long as it's not grossly over, right? The more inventory we have, we can start to have at least a normal market where our buyers can get in. Sellers may offer a few concessions. However, our buyers can get in and these prices can kind of level off instead of continuing to go up, which you guys will see. All right. Sold properties are down 10.9% as compared to last month and only down 0.1% over last year. Now, last week, you guys, this was actually up. So it's ticked down a bit, to zero point 0.1. So it's not down much. And so we can still definitely rebound, but these aren't really the rebound months, right? That's just the reality is November, December aren't really the rebound months. November, December, normally our market is still a little bit slower than in other times of the year, right? Why? You guys, we all know why, right? The holidays. And so we are knee deep in the holidays. Next week is Thanksgiving. I thought you guys were like, I literally cannot believe this year went by so fast. I feel like we blinked and this year has just just flown by us, okay? So, and that just goes to we have to be so intentional about how we spend our time because time can just get away from you. But we are in the last 2 months of the year, which is why it's so important that we are talking to everybody about their plans for 2026 and what their real estate plans are for 2026 so that we could be a part of those plans, right? But right now, the market in Los Angeles County is trailing last year to the tune of 0.1%. It's extremely low. It's almost like a flat market, right? Pendants are down 13.3% as compared to last month, and up 0.7% over last year. So that's a good sign. New listings are down 27.8% as compared to last month and up 10.4% as compared to last year. So again, we're rising in inventory, which we need. The average active price in LA County has gone up 0.8% as compared to last month. Just a small percentage almost increase over last month. However, the average active price overall has gone down 4.6% as compared to last year. So sellers in LA County are asking 4.6% less than they did last year. However, you'll see here they're receiving 6.3% more than they did last year. Okay, so sellers in LA County are still seeing a nice amount of appreciation. Normal appreciation is between 4 and 7%. So they are still sitting in the sweet spot and realizing some appreciation. Okay. So if you're selling a property in LA County, depending on the area, you could be more than 6%, or you could be a little bit less than 6% appreciation. So you really have to get hyper local in that neighborhood so you'll know exactly what the year over year comparison looks like. Okay. Months of inventory has gone up 10.8% as compared to last month. Last month, we were sitting at 3.7 months of inventory, currently 4.1 months of inventory. So currently in the market, just like right now, if we're looking at it, as a snapshot in time, is a normal market. It's knocking on the door of a normal market in LA County, and it's getting close overall, right? As compared to last year. Last year we were at 2.9 months of inventory, currently 3.5 months of inventory. That's a nice jump, 20.9% increase, and we are definitely getting closer to a normal market in LA County. Okay, at 3.5 months of inventory. The average days on market has gone up 2.4%. We were at 42 days on market last month, 43 days on market currently, and 22.6% increase as compared to last year. So last year we were sitting at 31 days on the market. Now properties are sitting 38 days on the market. Okay. And when I say sitting, trust and believe, we're not talking about just sitting. They're being marketed, right? It's taking 38 days for a property to go pending. So that also includes negotiation time inside of there, right? So don't think that, you've got 38 days in order to go see a property and get your buyers into escrow. You do not. All right. You do not. Don't be confused. All right, sold versus original list price is down 5.2% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 96% of list price, currently 91% of list price. So, it doesn't seem like this month we're doing as good a job at pricing our properties properly. And the market is shifting. Let's not underestimate what that means. The market is shifting, which means you have to price ahead of the market. You can't price right now. Right now, if you put your property on the market at what the comps say, well, the comps are in arrears. They're sold a couple of months ago, sometimes 90 days ago. I look at the past 90 days, right? You've got to look at a couple of things. You got to look at that, but you also got to look at what the competition is doing right now, right? What is the competition doing right now? And looking at if those properties are lower than what the properties that recently sold for, right? Because guess what? If you put your property on the market at the sold price, what the comparables look like based on those solds, but your competition is lower, you're going to be the highest priced property on the market. And are you going to sell at that price? Probably not, unless you've got some other features that make your property superior than all the others, right? But if not, all things being equal, you're just helping your competition to sell by being priced higher. Okay, so you definitely have to price ahead of the market. You definitely have to be aware of those things. All right. Now, sold versus original list price. I'm sorry, did somebody have a question? No? Okay. Sold versus original list price overall as compared to last year is down 1%. Last year we were at 98% of list price, currently 97% of list price. All right, so that's it for LA County, let's hop into Orange County. Orange County for sale properties is down 8.8% as compared to last year and up 25.3% I'm sorry, 8.8% down as compared to last month. All right, last month, and 25.3% higher than last year. Okay. So we definitely are seeing more inventory on the market in Orange County, and Orange County needs it, man, really, really bad. Okay. Because Orange County has the least amount of inventory than the four major counties. All righty. So this 25% is very much so needed. If you have a client in Orange County, then you're probably still in competition. You're still your buyers are still looking for that right property because they just don't have a lot of inventory on the market. Okay. Sold properties are down 14.7% as compared to last month and down 1.1% as compared to last year. Again, not a lot of down. I mean, it's not down a lot. However, it is still in the wrong direction, right? We want to see our sales go up year over year, not go down, especially since last year was the least amount of sales that we've had in like a decade, right? We really have had the least amount of sales in a very long time. And so now we're seeing in Orange County, we're even lower than that, even though it's a very nominal amount, it's still lower, right? Pendants are down 13.8% as compared to last month and down 0.6% as compared to last year. So again, not a lot, but because we're not in the rebound year months, right? We're in November, December. It is very unlikely that we're going to see enough sales to bump those numbers up, right? Because we are just not in those months that we normally rebound. Now, if we were in April or May or June, July, August, any of those other months, even I was even hopeful in October, which we did see a tick up in September, October in LA County, but we just aren't seeing that across the board. So let's look. The new listings are down 32.3% over last month and up 7.8% as compared to last year. So that's great. Again, we need the inventory in Orange County, so you are seeing that. Average active price is down 0.9% as compared to last month and down 7.3% as compared to last year. So even though Orange County still has an inventory issue, Orange County sellers and agents are understanding that we still have more competition than we did last year. So yes, we are not, what do you call it? We're not in a buyer's market or even in a normal market. However, we have more competition and we have to price accordingly. And we have other factors like the interest rates and things like that that are causing buyers to have hesitancy. So therefore, we need to price our properties lower. So look at what they're doing. The average active price is 7.3% lower than it was last year, right? So that definitely tells you that's all a matter of this shifting market, okay? And the factors that go along with it. So 7.3% lower than it was last year. I'm sorry, let me look at the chat. My theory is this is Santiago. My theory is because Orange County is the most popular county because of the general area compared to LA County. So because it's more family friendly, well, as large amount of entertainment venues such as Disneyland. Yep. Definitely could be some factors that contribute to the Orange County inventory levels and things like that. So thank you, Santiago. Definitely could be that. So in Orange County, they're asking 7.3%, right? Less. However, they're receiving, sorry guys, because I can't see it. They're receiving 3.8% more. Okay. So although Orange County sellers are asking less, they're receiving 3.8% more than they did last year. All righty. Months of inventory has improved 8.4% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 2.4 months of inventory, currently 2.6 months of inventory, and overall a 27.5% improvement over last year. So last year, we were at 1.8 months of inventory. You see what I'm talking about? How scarce it is in Orange County? Like no inventory. You got 1 month. One month or 1 month of inventory last year, right? 1 month, 8 weeks. I think that's how I'm reading that. So it is very, very, no, it couldn't be 8 weeks because that would be 3 months. 1 month, 8 days. No, it couldn't be. I'll figure that part out, you guys. But I know it's 1 month. I got to figure out the point system because I know I'm making it probably more complicated than it has to be. But it couldn't be that because once you get to 10, it goes to 2. So I'll have to figure out that. But bottom line is that we've got 1.8 months of inventory, which means again, that you've got a month worth of inventory. And now we've gone to 2.3 months of inventory, right? So we've got a little bit more inventory. 27.5% more inventory, which is a good sign. We need the inventory in Orange County. And we wanted to get up again. We wanted to get up to get us to that 4 months of inventory so that we could get closer to that normal market, right? Because I'm sure there, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of competition in Orange County because of that. So average days on market has gone up 5% as compared to last month. Last month, we're at 40 days on market, currently 42 days on market, and a 32% increase as compared to last year. Last year, we were at 25 days on market, currently 33 days on market. And then sold versus original list price, no change. We're still at 96% of list price, but as compared to last year, we've dropped 2%. So last year, sellers were getting 98% of their list price, currently 96% of their list price. Okay. All right, let's move into Riverside County. Riverside County for sale properties is up 2.9% as compared to last month and 4.1% up as compared to last year. So even Riverside County, just along with Orange and along with LA, we're just seeing more inventory coming on the market than we did last year. Sellers are tired. They are tired of waiting to sell their property, right? Now, some of them are still going to wait because they're sitting on that 3% interest rate and they're like, I just do not want to get into a 6%, right? But you do have unfortunate events that are happening every single day, unfortunately, death, divorce, and then the good events. People are having babies, people are getting married, people are changing jobs, right? And so you have life events that are taking place. This is where social media is so good. Be one of those investigators on social media. Look at your friends, see what they're doing. Make sure that you understand what's going on in their lives because that could indicate that they are going to make a move, right? And you want to be right there for them. So sellers are definitely like, hey, I want to go ahead and sell, but not at a rapid rate because again, there's a lot of hesitancy because of the interest rates and things like that. Okay, but be on the lookout for those life events because those sellers want to sell and they're ready to go. Okay, and buy, sell and buy. A lot of that going on. A lot of sell and buy. All right, sold properties are down 19.6% as compared to last month and down 3% as compared to last year. Now, Riverside County has been down the entire year pretty much. Okay. So this month is no different so far. Okay. Pendants are up 10.3% as compared to last month and down 0.7% as compared to last year. New listings are down 27.8% as compared to last month, first 15 days of the month, and up 2.4% as compared to last year. So in Riverside County, we are seeing new listing inventory. All righty. Average active price is up 3.9% as compared to last month, and then 5.7 lower than last year. Okay. So in Riverside County, sellers are asking 5.7% lower than they did last year. However, as you can see, they're receiving 1.9% higher than they did last year. So they're still in the green. They're not down, right? Or flat. It is still, a little bit higher than that at 1.9 months of inventory. All right. So you are still seeing a little bit more inventory than in previous year, last year. Okay. I'm sorry, 1.9 percent of appreciation than last year. Okay. And you got to get hyper local because maybe in your specific area in Riverside County, maybe appreciation is even higher than the 1.9%, or it could be the opposite direction. And you've got to know that because you've got to advise your clients on exactly how to price that property and what they should expect, right? Months of inventory is up for 31.8% months 31.8% higher than it was last month. Last month, it was at 3.8 months of inventory. Currently, look at that, 5 months of inventory. So definitely in the normal market at this time in the month right now in Riverside County. Now, overall, it's an 8.8% increase over last year. Last year, we were at 3.4 months of inventory, currently at 3.7 months of inventory. So we are knocking on the door of a normal market in Riverside County. Let's see. So Santiago was saying during the pandemic, both Riverside and San Bernardino counties were popular because more people wanted more space since they were home all the time. And it's also because properties in those counties are, yeah, absolutely are more affordable compared to LA County. It seems we're seeing this decrease because nobody's willing to move to those areas since they're pretty. Yeah, you know what? It in the pandemic, we did see a lot of that, and I think we're still seeing some migration to San Bernardino County, Riverside County, simply because um, more people are able to do some type of hybrid where they go in a couple of days, but they're able to work from home 3 days, right? So if we continue with that, it allows people more freedom and flexibility to live where they want, where they only have to commute a couple of days. I actually sold a property to my past clients. They lived in inner city LA, really cute home, but it was in the hood, and they built a beautiful ADU, and they sold it, and they moved up. I'm a lie if I tell you guys the area, but basically in the mountains, you guys. They live in the mountains. Um, and we sold them a house in the mountains. I went there about 4 or 5 times with them looking, and we finally found a house, but it's in the mountains, and she has to commute twice a week. She's able to work from home Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she commutes down the hill Tuesday, Thursday. Okay. So it works out, right? It works out. So it just depends on that's Carrie Leonard. It just depends on what their schedule is, but it definitely creates opportunity for people to buy a house that is out off the beaten path, and spend less money, right? Spend less money than buying here in LA, or or even Orange County, or buying in Orange County. All right. So average days on market has gone up 1.8% as compared to last month. Last month, we were at 55 days on market, currently 56 days on market. Overall, a 26.8% increase over last year. So last year, we were at 41 days on market, currently 52 days on market. And then sold versus original list price, a 1.1% increase over last month. Last month, we were at 95% of original list price. And currently, 90 sellers are getting 96% of their original list price. And then a 1% decrease as compared to last year. Last year, sellers were receiving 97% of their list price, and currently 96% of their list price. All righty. Last county of the day, San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County, we're seeing a 4% decrease in for sale properties as compared to last month, and then 11.5% increase as compared to last year. Okay, so again, in all the counties, more inventory has come on the market as compared to last year. Okay, in every single county. Sold properties has gone down 1.6% as compared to last month, and down 0.6% as compared to last year. So again, we're seeing that a small decrease as compared to last year in closings in San Bernardino County. Okay, a lot less than in Riverside County, right? Riverside County was like 3 or 4% less than last year, and here we're only at 0.6, just like LA County was very small, right? So that's a good thing, right? Pendants are down 16.1% as compared to last month, and up 0.4% as compared to last year. So these numbers look very similar to LA County and San Bernardino County. Okay. New listings are down 31.3% as compared to last month, and up 5.3% as compared to last year. So again, we are seeing new listings holding strong and bringing more inventory to the market in San Bernardino County. Average active price is down 0.2% as compared to last month. Very nominal, right? Almost a flattened almost no change at all, and a 0.8% increase over last year. So sellers are asking 0.8% more than they did last year. Hardly anything, right? But they are asking a little bit more, and they're receiving 2.8% more than last year. Okay. So they are receiving some appreciation as compared to last year. Okay. That's a good sign. All right. And then no change in the months of inventory. We are at 4.6 months of inventory last month, the same this month. Overall, 11.1% increase. We were at 3.6 months of inventory last year. Currently, we're at 4 months of inventory. So San Bernardino County is the only county where currently this time in the year, we are actually at a normal market. We stepped over the threshold of that 4 months of inventory, and we're currently in a normal market in San Bernardino County. What does that mean? That means you will probably see less competition. You will probably see you won't see those multiple offer situations as often. Will you see them? Absolutely, you guys, because that pocket, that neighborhood your buyer might be looking in, or that neighborhood your seller might be looking in, well, it might be in demand. It might be very popular. It might have great schools. It might be next to the best shopping centers. It might have the best curb appeal. The home itself might be fixed up. So all those factors are going to play into, the popularity of that home, and the desirability of that home. And so, yes, you very well may still be in competition. So don't be like, Randy, you told me that, in San Bernardino County, I wasn't going to be in competition. That's my disclaimer. That's my disclaimer. Okay. All right. Average days on market has gone down 3.8%. We were at 53 days on market last month. We're at 51 days on market currently, and a 26.3% increase as compared to last year. Last year, we're at 38 days on market currently, 48 days on market. Again, going back to desirability, don't let this fool you and you guys think you got 2 months to go see a property. If the property is a good property, get on it right away because it will get swooped up. All right. Let me see what we got in the chat. Not to mention it's closer to Morongo and San Manuel casinos. Absolutely. Yep. That's absolutely. And we've got, let's see. Sorry, guys. I always do that because there we go. Sold versus original list price has gone up 1%. We were at 96% of list price last month. We're at 97% of list price currently, a 1% decrease as compared to last year. Last year, sellers were receiving 98% of list price, currently 97% of list price. All right. So again, in San Bernardino, it is still going very well. Still doing very well in terms of appreciation, because they are seeing appreciation. We've got inventory out in San Bernardino, right? And sellers are receiving in the upper range of the 90s of their list price. And remember, we have the influence over that, right? We've got to educate our sellers in terms of what to expect. What are the prices that we recommend they put their property on the market for, right? And then we have to stand behind that. Okay. Granted, we don't want to choose the number. We want them to choose the number. But the way that we get them there is through self-discovery, right? By presenting the evidence, by presenting the data, and then helping them to come to a good decision and pricing their property competitively. So it's not one that's going to sit on the market, but one that's going to get sold. Okay. And that's what we've got to do, especially if you're going to list right now during these holiday times. You've got to be aggressive with your pricing. Okay. Any questions before we move on? All right, let's go. Upcoming events. Okay, so you guys, we got a great week this week. You guys are on the call today, the weekly market update. We've got group coaching at 12. You guys know you could be on Zoom or you could be in-house. It is so much better in-house. Don't play I'm gonna stay at home game, because you don't have to do that. Come in house, be a part of the energy, the synergy with your other colleagues, learning with Diana Carbajal today at 12. Tomorrow morning at 9, we have got, you guys know this, Conversations in Real Play. And then we have got our team meeting is tomorrow, okay? Our team meeting is tomorrow at 12 o'clock, all righty? Tomorrow at 12 o'clock is our team meeting. And then tomorrow is our potluck. We did move it up a day. Why? Because it didn't make sense to have the team meeting and then have the potluck. So we just decided to do it all in the same day. So team meeting is tomorrow at 12. It's going to be a short team meeting, you guys. And then we're going to roll right into our potluck at 12:30. And this is our vendor appreciation potluck. We are saying thank you to our vendors for all that they do. We could not do this business without them. So we are giving this is like their party, right? So please sign up. We are in need of more food items. We've got drinks. We got some desserts. We've got, what else do we have? We've got a great turkey coming with Martha's bringing a great turkey. We're going to have ham. But we do need more food items, more sides. So please sign up and bring your sides. Give the front desk a call. I'm going to put the front desk number. Or you can shoot me a text if it's easier and I'll put you down. But make sure that you do sign up. It's going to be a good time. We always have such a good time. That's the front desk number. Here's my cell phone number. If you want to send it to me. All right. So let's see. Yvette, did you have a question?
Oh no, I'll just be bringing my stuffing.
What? Thank you. Did you
You're
already
welcome.
sign up at the front desk, or you want me to sign you up?
I signed up on Friday.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, my dear. We
You're
will
welcome.
not have the tech workshop this week. Okay, that will be removed from the either. Well, let me just say this. Diana may do it. Let me ask her. Okay, but I do know that we Martha has to take a class. She has to take her continuing education at Downey Association of Realtors. Okay. All right. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, we have Ed's classes. So he'll be talking about the photos and how you can use them. We've got some new rules regarding our photos, you guys. So pay attention, okay? We've got some new rules, so you can't even virtually stage photos, and you can't enhance them. And I did this in one of my photos last month. Luckily, this didn't happen until this month. But last month, I changed the landscape. He had succulents in the landscaping, and I just went into ChatGPT and I said, add more succulents. And it did it, looked pretty. I uploaded the photo. I said virtually enhanced or AI enhanced or something like that, right? But according to Ed, there's been some changes. So we need to learn about those, because you may or may not be able to do that anymore. So we really got to pay attention to that. Okay. And then on Thursday, he'll be back talking about the basics of probate. Now, guys, this is something that I personally specialize in, and I'll be on that class tomorrow. On Thursday, I think everybody should be. Probates happen left and right. And if you know about them and you know how to handle them, it could definitely become a part of your business. And it should definitely be something that you at least are familiar with. Okay. So this is a topic that everybody needs to hop on. So be on his call, 10 o'clock. He has handouts. He'll send them to us. And Ed is full of knowledge. So you won't be cheated. Okay. You will not be cheated. I'm sorry. If you have a question, come off mute. I just muted you, Kevin, because I thought maybe you're having a side combo. All right. So we talked about that, talked about team meeting, potluck, and Ignite. You guys, if you guys want to take Ignite, it's still available. You can still take it. That's the QR code for the West Coast. The Millionaire Real Estate Agent Podcast, how to host micro events and build consistent referrals. I thought it was really good. I listened to it this morning on my way in. Meg today. She was very transparent. I really liked her openness. about things that she had to let go, things that she had to do. And it was really good. So definitely this right here, you guys, is the QR code. So definitely listen in. It's a really great podcast. And we all think we got to do these big events, but you don't. You can have a micro event, which is anywhere from 5 to 15 people, right? Where you can actually, because that will allow you to talk to everybody. When you do a 50-person event, 100-person event, you can't talk to everybody there more than likely, right? So this allows it to be really small, and for you to really network and really get to know the people around you. She's done wreath building, which I thought was really cool. I want to look into that for next year, doing wreath building. I thought that was so cool. But again, she's from a different part of the country as well. But I mean, it could be things like a small happy hour. It could be things like a sip and paint. It could be things like gift wrapping, right? Even now during Christmas, hosting a gift wrapping event. You bring your gifts, I've got the paper, and you come and we're going to gift wrap. We're going to gift wrap all together, but it's going to be free to you because I'm going to supply the paper and the tape and the bows. Isn't that cool? That you could do that for 5 of your friends at your house, or you could do that here in the market center. I know the Avalon group does the pie party. I'm going to be doing my own pie party this year on Monday. Okay. Next Monday. So it doesn't have to be big, but it could be a way for you to connect with your database. And she's talking about it, and she gives us gives us some good information. So listen in to Meg. And then the One Thing podcast. This is Jay Papasan, Gary's right-hand man. He's going to talk about learning why there's never a right time to start and how our brains deceive us in waiting, right? And how to take your first step towards what matters most. So again, Jay's more talking about life and how life and business integrate. And so this is a good one to listen to as well. The One Thing podcast. What is that one thing that really matters that you need to be hyper focused on in order that everything else has become irrelevant, right? Don't sleep on the Airbnb referral program. I think I've pounded this into you guys' head, but you guys can get referral compensation from Airbnb by referring your clients to Airbnb, right? So that's Airbnb. I'm sorry, it's MREA Notes, MREANOTES.com/Airbnb. Okay. All right. That's okay. Industry news. Let's hop into some industry news. So you guys all know last week the shutdown ended. But they are saying that the jobs reports, that economic data that we rely on, that the Fed relies on in order to make decisions, for them to actually cut the rate again. Remember, we were thinking that there might be 2 more rate cuts before the end of the year. And now they're saying that information is actually gone. But the actual head of the of Fannie Mae said that is actually not true, that it is not gone. They have other data, the backup data that they do rely on. However, it's not as accurate. And so they're looking at that. They're looking at the entire economy. The Fed is, in order to make these determinations if they are going to actually cut the rate again or not. Several folks, especially politicians, are calling for the Fed to cut the rate, because it is definitely, the housing market is technically in a recession. And so they are saying that the way that the Fed can help us, obviously, is by cutting the rate, which would bring about more buyers and more sellers and buyers, right? We know that they're not telling us nothing that we don't know, right? The question is will the rate get cut? And will it actually make a difference? Because remember, when the rate got cut, last month, it didn't make a difference. Why? Because the market had already baked in the rate cut. So the market had already been going down. The rate had already been going down, right? Very small incremental amounts, but it had already been going down. So when the rate got cut, what actually ended up happening, it ticked up just for a couple of weeks and then came back down. It did not go down any further though. And why? Because it was already baked in. People had already anticipated the cut. Okay. Consumer confidence is down because of the effects that the shutdown had on the programs. Now, one thing to just FYI, they are looking at implementing a new FICO score and removing what our traditional FICO score is and looking at a new FICO score. So we will pay attention to that and let you guys know what all that means when it's actually being implemented. It is not implemented yet. They are looking at it. Okay. All right. So the other thing that they're looking at, and this has been floated around for years. I don't know, anybody else have heard of this? The 50-year mortgage. The 50-year mortgage is being back being discussed, but it's looked at as a way to help affordability. We all know that, especially in California, we face affordability issues, right? And obviously, the main con with a 50-year mortgage is that borrowers would pay significantly more over the life of the loan, right? However, I think the reality is, and we all know this, that typically people don't stay in their home for no 50 years, right? They don't even stay in their home for 30 years, right? The average lifespan of a person staying in their home is between 7 and 10 years. So the reality is that, to me, I don't see a lot of downside from a borrower perspective. From a buyer perspective, I really don't see a lot of downside. It's almost like buying a car. It's like, hey, and even in a car, there's more liability or more downside because the car's lifespan, right? It has a definite lifespan, whereas your home, as long as you keep it maintained, does not have a lifespan. You can stay in that puppy until you go. But it will help to spread out those payments and drop those payments if you're spreading out that $700,000 over 50 years versus 30 years, right? So it can make a big difference in terms of affordability. So they are throwing that around right now. They've got some housing economists that are looking at that. And are really talking about the consumer and how it may impact the consumer and down the line, like long term, right? And so they're looking at that. So we'll see what actually happens. You've got your consumer advocacy agencies that look at how this may impact us from a debt perspective. And so they're taking all those things into consideration. So we'll hear what the outcome is, but just wanted to let you guys know that that's back in mainstream conversation. And I think that is it for today, guys. So anybody got any questions? Anything you guys want to holler back? We got 15 minutes.
No, not at this moment. Thank you.
Okay.
Information though, it's a lot of
course, my pleasure. Thank you guys for being on. I really appreciate it. I love all the faces that I'm seeing, all the names I'm seeing this morning. And you guys have an amazing day. If you are going to be at tomorrow's potluck, please sign up now so that we can account for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.